What's up, critters? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live from a small suburb off the coast of Calabasas. It's Thursday, which means it's time to take a look at what's going on in the exciting world of Darrington Press / Critical Role / Candella Obscura / Illuminated Worlds, and the much anticipated Dagger to the Heart from Darrington Press, which should be out any day now. So what's going on? And has the Critical Role hype train finally coming to an end? It has been 2 weeks and I have seen nothing in the way of Critical Role controversy on Twitter or Reddit or YouTube. Nobody's posting videos about how Mercer's trying to destroy D&D or how Mercer's going to change his mind and come back to Wizards of the Coast and how Illuminated Worlds was all a joke. It's been relatively quiet. There's been no how dare they. Oh my God, we're so sad because they killed. Oh my God, Marisha Ray did this and she's a horrible person. It has been quiet on the Critical Role front. More so on the Candella Obscura Illuminated Worlds front. Apparently they're only doing one episode a month of Candella Obscura, and the episodes are not doing well, ladies and gentlemen. This may be the lowest I've ever seen. 1,609K views for episode 2 of Candella Obscura. Why? Well, I'm going to, call a spade. First, they really didn't push this going into it. I mean, unless you were really, paying attention to it, chances are most of the CR fan base had no idea what this is. You guys really sort of dropped the ball on building up the excitement for it. Two, of all the genres to pick, Lovecraftian, Victorian, steampunk, alt history, fantasy, urban arcane. There's barely a market for that as it is. And that's not your guys' target audience. So I get you're trying to show what the engine can do. I get you're trying to show that we are more things than just 5e. I get you are trying to separate yourself from 5e. But of all the choices of things to do with a D6 system geared towards your fan base, this is probably the one that's farthest from stuff you've done in the past that has gotten you things. Now, in a perfect world, Critical Role, you would have done the Zelda thing using the Illuminated World system. That would be instant recognition, instant excitement, instant, word of mouth. But you didn't, and I'm not sure why. Let's just check Let's just check. Yeah, the Zelda thing had only 224K views, which is pretty low for you guys. The last Critical Role episode had 268K views, and Candella Obscura had 1,609K views for Critical Role numbers. That's the rest of us in the real world would be like, damn, I would love if my things got 169K views. But for Critical Role, that is low. So has the hype train ended? And no controversy or gossip or videos about, the damning Matt Mercer for creating this. By the way, he didn't create Illuminated Worlds. So again, what went wrong? And again, I'm just going to say, guys, of all the genres to pick to start this, you chose, it would not have been my first choice if I was play testing a brand new system and wanted to show people what to do. It should have been just a series of one-shots. This week we're doing Gothic Horror. Next week we're doing Space. Next week we're doing Old West. Next week we're doing another Honey Hunt, but it's using this system. We're doing the Zelda thing using this system. We'll do a one-shot Dungeon Crawl using this system to show you guys what it can really do building up towards the August Gen Con release. But you gave it very little press. Look, it's showing. Word of mouth is non-existent. All the controversy and anger and turmoil is gone. People have moved on to the pundit versus bro SR bullshit. And you guys are sort of just fading. Is the hype train finally over? Thank God. though there is part of me that was hoping that this would be big, that Daggered Heart and Critical Role kicking Wizards to the curb would be huge. And now I'm wondering, are they going to reconsider it? Because this is their job and they got to do what's best for their job. I mean, I still think, in my humble opinion, they should never go back to Wizards of the Coast, because at the end of the day, if they have complete control over their IP, that means all the money goes to them. So it would be a bad business deal for them to re-sign with Wizards of the Coast. But, if they're losing fans, they're losing money. So unless that, Amazon starts throwing some more for them, who knows? But yeah, so 1,609K views for the latest Candella Obscura. And again, just wrong choice for this system, wrong choice for your fan base to choose this genre. All right, so let's see what else. I mean, Mitts, remember Mitts, the other thing that they were doing? 14K views. 14K views, as opposed to the last Critical Role 9 days ago, which had 427K views. Mitts Season 1, Episode 14, 26K views. Mitts Season 1, Episode 15, 14K views. I mean, if it was an OGGM video, I'd be like, 14K views, thank you very much. But Critical Role video? Oh, this was also probably a mistake, guys. Do you not know what your fan base is anymore? Are you trying to break off the connection to the fantasy D&D crowd and show people what you can do? Yeah, just not, I don't know, guys. So let's see what is going on, if we have any news from our friends. Here's a picture of the controversial robot character. Let's see, fan art gallery. The last episode, which we just, 426K views. A schedule and cosplay gallery. What is going on with Candella Obscura? Anything at all, guys? They're going to be at Gen Con. We don't know what they're going to be running at Gen Con. Yeah, quick start rules. Other than that, nothing. Still cautiously optimistic that if they push Dagger to the Heart the way that they have pushed D&D, actually, how often do you actually, well, I mean, yeah, they, when they're on the interview train, they mention Critical Role and they talk about it. But how often do you actually see them pushing Critical Role? Ever? I mean, I guess their biggest media engine was their fan base. Their fan base was what pushed them into the light, and their fan base losing interest is what's dragging them out of the light. So if they want Dagger to the Heart to succeed, they really need to start pushing that. If they want Illuminated Worlds to succeed, they really need to start focusing and pushing on what it can do, on genres that their fan base are going to want to watch. They're going to want to watch those need those 4K views. 12K views for them, that's sad. That's sad for a multi-million-dollar media corporation. So I'm sure there's a lot of takeaways from this and a lot of possible theories. I don't know. I mean, as somebody who grew up in the industry, as somebody who worked in the industry, as somebody who spent most of their life around people like these guys and around the Hollywood people and around the Studio City people, my gut tells me the best thing for them to do is to be self-sufficient, cut the ties to Wizards of the Coast, push their own system, run their own system, merchandise their own system, milk the fuck out of that Amazon deal they have right now to get as much Critical Role Illuminated Worlds, Candella, Obscura, and Dagger to the Heart out there, so that when Dagger to the Heart and Illuminated Worlds drops next month, they hit the ground running and they have a huge fan base excitement about it, going, oh, I want to see them run this Dagger to the Heart thing on the channel. I'm really excited about it. Because if they drop the ball, they're left, with Amazon going, well, you're not bringing in the kind of money we wanted you to bring in. And Wizards of the Coast going, well, you chose not to associate with us. So if you want to come back, sure, we're not going to say no, but, we're going to have to cut a new deal. And Hasbro's going to be in complete control if they go back with their, tails between their legs and cut a new deal with Hasbro. So it is in their best interest to maintain complete control of the IP and milk the F out of that IP, hit the ground running with Dagger to the Heart at Gen Con, and hit the ground running with Illuminated Worlds, and realize Candle Obscura probably was a mistake. Tie it up really quick and show us something else that's going to get you more excitement for a D6 system. And knowing your fan base, what is your fan base going to want to see? Because it's obviously not Victorian, alt history, urban arcana with those kind of numbers. No. I don't know what the sales are for the Candle Obscura hardback, but I can't imagine they're very high since I haven't seen a single review of it. And there hasn't been any mention of it since week 1, positive or negative. In fact, at this point, I might be the only person who's talking about Candle Obscura and Illuminated Worlds and Dagger to the Heart. So yeah, secretly, I hope it is powerful enough to at least be a contender to the failing D&D throne. Perfect world. You start seeding the excitement for Dagger to the Heart next month. You wait to January, February, March to those D&D sales either, spike or start pittering off, and then you release it as the competition with D&D 5e 2024, because, Tales from the Valiant's already failed that. They're not going to be the key competition. Pathfinder 2e Remastered, is that going to offer the competition to 2024 Dungeons and Dragons? Probably not. Again, kind of dropped the ball on timing. C7D20, you're not even a contender anymore. C7D20, if and when you ever come out, you'll be an afterthought. The new thing Green Ronin's doing, well, yeah, it's exciting because they're being very mysterious about it. They're also being extremely mysterious about it in that they're not talking about it at all, which means we hit full circle. We come back to the single largest media engine for gaming right now, which is Darrington Press Critical Role, and whatever choices they decide to do in August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Now, I think they're smart enough to know how to handle this, but right now I'm not seeing that. And the industry guy in me is going, wow, this could have been done way better, especially with the resources you have at your disposal, guys. So have you already given up on Illuminated Worlds, or are you just waiting till next month? And I mean, they could be waiting till next month because let's face it, Mercer plays the long game. We've seen that before. He is smart. And we've seen that he plays the long game, both in terms of the stories that he tells at the table and in how he has run Critical Role product, and especially with how he has run stuff since they, started doing Darrington Press. So he drops the hint, in January, then drops another hit in February. Then we don't really hear anything about it until last month, where he's like, oh yeah, we're making a thing. And then again, we really haven't heard a lot about it. In fact, am I the only person still talking about it? Does anybody know? I feel like I am. Numbers aren't looking good, but again, Mercer plays the long game. He's, he's smarter, business savvy than he appears. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he knows what he's doing and that he's going to surprise us in August, September. If he's half as smart as I think he is, then he's thinking the same thing I am. He's thinking, all right, let's see what Wizards is going to do. And then that is how we're going to advertise and push Dagger to the Heart. Or who knows? Maybe he's like, fuck it, I've got my $5 million. I don't care anymore. Those merchandising monies are just going to line mine and Marisha's pockets and our eventual child's pockets for the rest of our lives. So screw you guys. I made my money. I don't know. I have a feeling that's not how he thinks. But who knows? I've never met the real Mercer. The only Matt Mercer I know is the Matt Mercer I see on YouTube. And, that's a character. Which is a whole separate topic. I've spoken way too much about this, but it's a slow news week. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Excited? Cautiously optimistic? Already given up? Do you think Dagger to the Heart's going to be huge? Illuminated Worlds is not going to be huge unless they use Illuminated Worlds to do the Zelda thing or another huge IP and attach it to Illuminated Worlds. It'll be a niche game like every other generic D6 system. I don't see it catching fire, but it could. I mean, Critical Role, nobody thought would be as big as it was when they first started doing it. So what do you think? Illuminated Worlds, Dagger to the Heart. Is Dagger to the Heart going to be the contender to the throne, or is they already too late? And have they dropped the ball? And will whatever. Who knows? I think Mercer's smart enough. No, they haven't given any information on Dagger to Heart. Warren Rawlings. Welcome, Warren Rawlings. How you doing this morning? Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. No, we don't know anything about it. We won't know anything about it to Gen Con. The general assumption is it's a D20 fantasy system, but other than that, we don't know. We just know it is a fantasy campaign system that he is working on. He did nothing with Illuminated Worlds Candle Obscura other than probably, passing by, and he was there for the play test, which of course beggars the question, why didn't you do the Zelda thing using Illuminated Worlds? And I don't know why they did. I mean, because more people know that Powered by the Apocalypse is than Illuminated Worlds. Who the fuck knows in their fan base what Powered by the Apocalypse is? They could have used Illuminated Worlds for Zelda and nobody would have known the difference. Illuminated Worlds is a D6 system. If you didn't know that, similar to Blades in the Dark. In fact, it pretty much is just Blades in the Dark. Dagger to the Heart, we don't know. It's most likely a D20 system, but we could be wrong. We'll find out in August. Yeah, probably. You were right. They probably should have at least been... Warren, yes. Hi, Warren. The industry guy in me who grew up in Studio City, working in the industry, definitely agrees with you. They should have been seeding the field as soon as if they were thinking about this before January, February, then yeah, by February, they should have at least been dropping some hints, but they kind of just sort of let it go until they announced it last month. Nice speaking with you. All right, if anybody else has any insight on this, but yeah, numbers for Critical Role going down, numbers for Illuminated Worlds / Candle Obscura down. Very little information coming out of the house that Mercer built regarding what they have planned for August. Still cautiously optimistic that Dagger to the Heart will be huge, but that's it. If you have anything else you want to talk about, let me know. I'm the OGGM. If you appreciate the nonsense that's coming out of my mouth, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, and of course, buy my merch. I'll talk to you all later.